Andreas, or recording this because it's something we want to have in our lives. I so much appreciate what Eddie has just said to us, and I want to say some things to you as well. Almost 23 years from this very day, Ruth and I became residents of El Paso. We were both educators who had retired from school districts in Wisconsin. We had decided we wanted to retire in the Southwest, and so we researched the cities of Albuquerque and Tucson and El Paso, and without question, El Paso topped the list. Church has always been an important part of both of our lives. We both grew up in Methodist churches, Ruth in Dallas and Columbus, Ohio, and myself in Pennsylvania. Before moving to El Paso, we made 3 separate trips to find the right house. On each trip, we also included church visitations, attending 3 different Methodist churches on the 3 trips. And without question, we had no difficulty in making a choice. St. Mark's was the obvious choice for us. And what a church it has been for us. First of all, and most importantly, it has helped us grow spiritually, both to deepen our understanding of the Christian faith and also the opportunity to apply those understandings. For Ruth, that growth came in the development of a reading process and a program for struggling readers, which was applied through Ruth's reading camp here at the church, and also at a Saturday school in Pazuela de Acuna and in Guayas, which was sponsored through Mexico Missions of that church, which later became Borderland Missions of Mercy. Bible studies and prayer groups were also a priority for Ruth. For me, the growth was helping to establish the many Borderland Missions programs, also serving on the St. Mark's School Board for many more years than I should have, and leading the Agape class, which was the last thing I would have chosen to do if you would have suggested that in my first years here. However, the saying that you often learn and you hear that the teacher learns more than the students was certainly true for me. Ruth and I are very appreciative of such a wonderful group of people to help us learn in that class. Certainly we will carry all of these learnings as we go to Michigan. But most of all, we will carry the wonderful friendships that we have made through the church. Many of you know our son Dan and our daughter Jenny. We had a family planning session with them to consider the next stage in our life. Dan asked us the important question about our possible move. He said, "Are you sure you want to make this move?" Dan attended St. Mark's while he was here with the FBI. And he saw what a wonderful church we had, and particularly the wonderful people in the church and the wonderful friends we have made. And he knew we were giving up an awful lot. In answering Dan's question, we said, "No, we are not sure. But God has led us wonderfully here, and he will be with us in Grand Rapids."
Amen.
And that's all the assurance we need. You have become our closest friends and persons we admire so much. Whether it was through Borderland Missions, reading camp, Agape class, St. Mark's School, Sunday morning in worship, or driving the bus to pick some of you up from overflow parking at Whitesburg Park to take you to one of the Sunday morning services. Through all those faith-based activities, you have helped Ruth and I grow in our faith and commitment to Christ. For that, we are deeply thankful. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for being our friends.